Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today what I thought we'd do, this video mightn't be to everyone's cup of tea, but I just thought I'd do it for a bit of fun because I've not done it for since I was about 16 or 17, so I thought we'd have a go at installing this on the 486, on that little digital 486. What we've got here, this come out of that lot of software, and it's Windows for Workgroups. Now what I've done is I've got the computer, I've got the AST that I got the other day, and I've got the digital actually set up in my office now. Now I've got network cards in both of them. I'm just waiting for a few other bits and bats to arrive before I can actually connect it all together, and I'm basically going to have these two computers set up in here permanently now for testing software and running old vintage software. And I'll have them all connected up with, I've got my little amplifier down there and speakers, and I've just ordered a faulty sound desk off eBay, a nice little Yamaha like 10 channel sound desk. Because I used to have a Spirit Folio that used to basically hang here, and I lent it someone and it went missing, and I've been short of a small sound desk since, so I've ordered that. Like I said, it's faulty, it's no power supply with it. When that arrives, we might have some fun seeing if we can get that up and running, and then we've got a little sound desk for in here, and we can connect the sound cards from all the computers together and play them through my little audio setup I have up in this in my office. But like I said, what I thought I'd do today on today's video is we'll see if we can install Windows for Workgroups from its original disk on the 486. And just see how it goes. It's something I haven't done since I was a teenager. I mean, the first like 486 PC I had was from, I think I was either 14 or 15 when I got that. Before that I had a 286, and that ran Windows version 3.0. So then I got a 486 SX25. Pretty much exactly the same as this, only mine had a 2-speed CD-ROM drive in it and a sound card in it, so it was a very, very early multimedia system. But well, yeah, let's get on with it anyway. What we'll do, I'll bring you a little bit closer to the screen. You don't really need to see the computer that much. It's just more about looking at the screen, and we'll see what we can do. And that's a load of stuff just falling down. That's what you get when you pile things on top of one another. You can be absolutely guaranteed, as soon as you move, it's all going to fall over. Hope I've not damaged that monitor there. But never mind, I think we're okay now. I'm all sat down in front of the computer. Let's get all the discs. Now, I have got MS-DOS 6.2 here as well, but we already know we've already got that on the computer. So let's switch it on. I've got both computers connected up through KVM, so I can switch between the Pentium and the 486. But I'll just switch the 486 on for now. Like I said, and we'll see whether we can actually get Windows for Workgroups to install on this. So we've got the first disk in. There we go, that's in. And let's try A:. I don't even know if these discs work. Like I said, they came out of that lot. Let's try setup. The reason I thought this would be fun is I'm sure there's people out there that watch some of my videos that have never actually seen what we had to go through to install software back in the day, when even things like your Windows operating system came on 3.5 inch floppy disk. Right, set up Windows for Workgroups, press enter. Express setup or custom setup. We'll go for the Express setup, we can always modify it. Yeah, we'll go for the Express because we can always modify it later. I'm doing it like this because I thought it'd be interesting for you to see exactly how long it takes to install something like this from floppy disk. And like I said, this will probably take about half an hour or so. And if you think that's a long time, The first copy of Windows 95 I got, which I got, it actually wasn't Windows 95, it was Windows Chicago. It was like the pre-release of Windows 95 that I got off a friend of mine. And that was on a ridiculous number of discs. It was like 13 discs or something like that to install that. I mean, this takes long enough as it is, and then this is on how many discs? This is on 8 discs. And for the day, I mean, 486 SX25 was not a tiny computer. You know, it was quite powerful, really. People used to run this on higher end 286s and 386s as well. I mean, you needed a bit more than 1 mega RAM to run the Windows for Workgroups. I think you needed 2 meg. I know the Windows 3.1, I think you could just about get to run on 1 meg. I know Windows version 3 you could get to run on 640k. Right, we're up to disk 2. I'm going to have to grease the mechanism on this floppy drive. It works alright, but I don't like to eject the discs. Let's have a look here. We're on disk 2. Now, I remember installing like Windows 3.1 on an old 286 laptop someone gave me, and I think that only had like 1.5 meg of RAM, and it took forever, and it was virtually unusable. I downgraded that to Windows version 3.0, and that was actually quite usable. I used that when I was at school, right up till I actually left school and went to college, and managed to get a slightly better laptop. Right, with no mouse. It does have a network card in this computer, so we'll have to see what it does on detecting the network card, or is it going to crash at this? Looks like it might have crashed actually, and it does say setup will attempt to detect your network card you have on your computer. If setup halts at this point, simply reboot your computer and start setup again. So let's try that, because I mean it's sat here for a few minutes now and no hard drive activity, nothing. Let's give it a control alt delete. In fact, let's give it a reset on the front there. I'll have to take the disc out. And we'll see. We'll see if we can carry on setup from where it is. Oh. So it won't let me... I will have to go all through that again. What a pain in the backside that is. Let's try that again then. Put the first disc in. Hopefully you can see everything a little bit better as well this time. Oh. Right, okay, so it should work this time. It's already realised that it had some issues with the network hardware. And it's found the mouse, keyboard. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. To accept the list, press enter. Let's press enter and see how far we can go this time. Then obviously we'll have to look at the network card later. We'll get Windows for Workgroups working on the computer, and then I said we'll perhaps address the network card. Unfortunately, I thought I had a massive box of old 16-bit ISA and some PCI. I may even have some 8-bit network cards. But can I find it? I've literally searched my entire attic for it, and so far I only found 2 network cards. One which is a 3-com, which I've got in the AST there. And the other one was a generic one. I think it's like an NE2000 copy, which is a 16-bit card, which is what I've put in the digital, but it's obviously not seeming to detect it too well. We'll see anyway. This too. I'm definitely going to have to look at that floppy drive. It reads and writes absolutely fine, but it's very reluctant to let go of the discs once you put them in there. Hopefully we can get onto disc 3 this time. And I think with these 2 computers we can probably deal with most of the software that we got in that lot. I think it's about from the right era, these computers. Right. I don't need to put, we'll just put. Okay, continue. Well, we've certainly got further than we did last time. And hopefully you can see this a little bit better. I've upgraded the lighting because I got at least one comment on the last video I did that it was very, very dark, and it's true, the lighting in my office wasn't great, so I managed to get a new LED bulb and put that in the fitting, and it is actually a lot brighter in here. I wish I'd done it some time ago now, to be honest. It is. It does make working in here quite a lot better, and hopefully it makes it better for videoing. We'll see once I've got it off the camera and I've got it onto my computer anyway. Right, we're on to disc 3. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, and we have mouse activity. Oh, good. Oh, and I've also found what the specs of the AST is. Rather ridiculously, it's actually printed underneath the computer on the sheet that when the computer was new. So it's a Pentium 120, the AST Advantage here, and it would have originally shipped with 16 meg of RAM. That's been upgraded and it's now got 32 meg of RAM. It would have also had a 56k modem in it originally, which obviously that's gone before I got the computer. Probably been used in whatever they bought after that. And where that was, I've installed a network card. So it's like I say, it's got the 3-com network card in it now. And it would have originally had a 1.2 gig hard drive, so we've actually gone slightly down on the hard drive size, because I think it's only a 1 gig that I installed in it, but it seems quite happy with that. I did bugger it up trying to get the network card to work, so it's currently complaining at me every time I try and load Windows on it. I'll have to go back into the INI files and edit it out, because I selected the wrong drivers for the network card. It should be an Ethicom 5 I think, and I put the drivers in for an Ethicom 3 and it didn't like it. So I'll have to go and edit the INI file in that and remove the old drivers, and then I can hopefully install the correct drivers for the network card in it, and then that one will be happy. Okay, on to disk 4. Come on, let me have the old disk back. There we go, so that's disk 3. I'll stick disk 4 on. One thing I do like about this computer is it's not too noisy. I mean, that's with quite an old hard drive in it. We only have the 486 running now, but it's not that much noisier if I actually run the both together. I have the 486 and the Pentium running. They're not really noisy, they're quite quiet. And certainly that's another reason why they're great in my office, because they don't make an absolute din like some of the old computers. Then again, some of the old computers I used to use, back when 486 and Pentiums were the thing. I had various hard drives in them and all sorts, and I used to have a SCSI array, and that thing used to make a right din as it fired up. It used to be quite noisy, that thing. It was great, because when most people had like 300 or 400 megabyte hard drive capacities, I think I had about 7 or 8 gigabyte. But it was all 1 gig massive full height hard drives in their own separate enclosure next to the PC tower, and that thing used to make a right racket when it was running. You won't have a problem with installing a floppy disk, because you're not so bad when you're installing off a CD, because you can pretty much stick it there, go and make a brew, and you know it's going to go for a fair while before it prompts you to do anything. The only problem with doing it off floppy disk is obviously 8 disks, you've got 8 disk changes, so you go and make a brew, forget about it, and you can guarantee as soon as you've left the room to make a brew it's asking for another disk. Okay, we're on to disk 5. So, come on, give me that disk back. There we go. Let's take disk 5. So far, so good on the disks anyway. Copying fonts over at the moment. So long since I used a computer with Windows, either Windows 3.1 or Windows for Workgroups on it. They're quite nostalgic for me. I also noticed in a lot of disks there's actually a copy of Windows version 3. So I'll have to find, if I can get that old 386 laptop I've got going, that might end up having Windows version 3 put on it. And that would be quite a nice OS to run on that. I've also got a compact, if I can find it, it's squirreled away somewhere and I know it doesn't work, so it's going to need some repair work on it. I've got one of the old compact lunchbox portable computers, and I think that's got a 286 processor in it, but it's got a proper VGA screen. It's either EJ or VGA, the screen on that, and a keyboard that actually pulls out and the keyboard sits next to it. It's quite an interesting little computer, that, because I know it's completely dead at the moment. But that might be a nice one to see if we can install perhaps like MS-DOS 4 or 5 and Windows version 3 on it. I mean, we could put it on my Zenith data systems, but that's currently only got Hercules graphics on it, and Windows version Does Windows version 3 run on Hercules graphics? I know Windows version 2.11 does. I'm not sure about Windows version 3 or whether it needs CJ as its minimum. Again, the only problem with that computer is it's so bloody big. I may have to find a new home for that Zenith data systems. It's a bulletproof, bomb-proof computer, but it does take up quite a lot of space. I could really do with a smaller 286 really. But unfortunately, the smaller the computer, especially in these old vintage ones, the more they seem to sell for, because obviously not everyone's got huge piles of room for their vintage computers. That's why these two are absolutely brilliant, really, because they are so compact, and they do cover quite a lot of the vintage software that I want to run anyway. But if I could find perhaps a Turbo XT or a 2 or a 386 in this kind of form factor, I'd be really, really happy. Something around the 16 megahertz side, yeah, something around the 16 megahertz speed, or a Turbo XT running at like 10 megahertz. And then I've got I can cover more software and more bases then. Just to think the number of them that I've actually, back in the late 90s when I was selling on computers, and I'd perhaps knock a 5 or a 10 off and take the old one and strip any useful bits out of it and then just skip them. I must have skipped literally hundreds of like old XT systems, 286s. I usually be able to flog off a 386. I'd just sell them. I used to sell like 386s on car boot sales and used to get like 10 or 15, 20 quid for them if it was a complete system back then. Most of the people I was selling to, like I said, they were the refurbished old P90, usually P75, P90, P120, that kind of thing. I used to buy ex-corporate ones. We won't put a printer on for now. I'm sure it won't be able to run with my Brother laser printer. It's a little bit on the new side. It's USB only as well. Right, currently no networks, but we know that, like I say, you couldn't find the network card before, so we'll continue past that for now. Look at that! Okay. Yeah, let's have that on there. Right, shall we run the tutorial? I don't actually think I've ever run this. Welcome to the Microsoft Windows tutorial. This tutorial has 2 lessons. If you want to learn how to use the mouse, I mean, this is showing you how old it is. This is when PC, this might have been your first PC that had a mouse on it. So if you're already a skilled mouse user, type W to begin the Windows Basics lesson. I think we all know how to use a mouse, don't we? So shall we skip the mouse tutorial and let's have a look at the Windows Basics. So we'll hit W. The Windows Basics lesson teaches you the skills you need using Windows. Click instructions to see how to move around the lesson instructions. Click continue to begin the lesson. Let's click continue. Program Manager starts every time you start Windows. Use Program Manager to organize your programs or applications into groups. Each icon in the Program Manager window represents a group. Let's have the demo. I think we can continue. I think we know how to use this. Now you try it, okay? There we go. You get the idea anyway. Press escape to exit the tutorial. Yes. Shall we restart the computer and see whether everything's working? Come on, let's get the disk out of there. Let's restart Windows for Workgroups, and we will see what it does. Alright, let's try it. Win. There we go, Windows for Workgroups, version 3.11. That loads fast. You can see this computer's only got 4 meg of RAM in it. That runs really, really fast. And obviously it'll slow down the more stuff we actually put on there, but let's have a look on C drive. We've got games. We've only got Wolf 3D in there like we showed the other day, but it shows everything's actually working there. Cool. So we've got accessories, network, games, startup, applications and main. Let's see what we've got. It's that long since I've used this software. So we've got sound recorder, media player. I don't think we haven't got any sound drivers installed yet. I will have to see if we can find some Windows 3.1 sound drivers, but we can't test that until I've got the audio hooked up anyway yet. Terminal, paintbrush, Write, which is a really basic like text editor word processor. Let's see what games we've got. We should have Minesweeper on here anyway, if nothing else. Let's have a look what we've got on the network. So we've got network setup. Again, we need to sort out what the correct drivers we need for that network card, but we'll do that. Because I mean, the reason I put Windows for Workgroups on this is to actually use the network facilities. It's a bit easier than doing it with Windows 3.1. Games, Hearts, Minesweeper and Solitaire. I must have spent so much time playing Solitaire. Good version of Solitaire, to be honest. It's not bad at all. I never got into Minesweeper. I knew lots of friends that used to love Minesweeper, but I always used to play Solitaire. We've not got very much in applications. Again, we've just got all the basics. So we've got Microsoft Q Basic, Smart Monitor. Let's look at that. Main. Yeah, File Manager, Control Panel. Let's have a look in that. You can see where the origins of everything we used to have on the old, on like Windows 95, 98, or even up to like XP, all come from. They all really originate from this Windows like 3.1, Windows for Workgroups, things like that. 386 enhanced mode. It should be running in 386 enhanced mode because obviously we've got 486. We had a 286 or like a 386 SX. I don't think that would be running. But yeah, that, as you can see, is exit Windows. Should allow us to shut down. Okay, and we're back into DOS. There we are. So anyway, that is basically the complete installation of Windows for Workgroups on this 486 computer. So I thought I'd just do that as a little bit of fun. Like I said, this video is probably not to everyone's taste. I will put on the description if you want to skip over it, please do. But I thought a few people might find that interesting. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching and goodbye.